Right now, previously we looked at quite an extended C major chord progression, 16 bars. This time we're just going to use chords 1, 4, 5 and 6. So that's a C major triad, an F major triad and a G major triad. And also chord 6, the A minor triad. We've learned all of those before, we've looked at them on the studio keyboard. But we're just going to have a look at the different accompanying patterns on our studio keyboard. So let's just pop across to the studio keyboard and see what it's like to play those. Right, we're just going to look at a couple of simple accompanying patterns on the C major triad, just in the C major triad. We've looked at these earlier. First of all, we have just playing all three notes together at the same time. That's crotchets or quarter notes. Okay, now if we play long, short, long, as we did in an earlier video tutorial, it looks like this. So that's dotted crotchet, quaver, dotted crotchet, quaver, all three notes together at the same time. The second accompanying pattern we looked at was a broken chord, where we play the notes separately. And then another very easy accompaniment, if we take the two top notes of the chord, G and E, and we alternate those with the middle C. Same with the F chord and the G chord. So that's how the accompanying patterns look like on the keyboard. Right, here we are back in GarageBand, and I've saved a bit of time on this one because we just started off in GarageBand, and I've called the file C major chord prog patterns. Now we've got, as demonstrated in the studio keyboard, this sort of thing, just the straight crotchets, or the long short notes, or the broken chords, or the alternate two top notes, then the root note. Now, it depends on what sort of flavour you want your song to be. Very famous bands like the Beatles used various different patterns for different songs. You might recognise some from some of your favourite popular songs. So we're going to use that alternating pattern for this one, and we're just going to simplify it down to save time to an 8-bar pattern, and we're going to record the accompanying pattern first of all. And if you don't have much knowledge of keyboard, we're going to use that same trick again of just recording 1 bar at a time and copying and pasting to make a nice chord progression. So here we go. Just a C chord with the alternating pattern first of all. Make sure we've got, yes, our count in is selected, and we've got our track editor open down the bottom, and we've selected score so we can see what the notes will look like. Here we go. Okay, and I just hit spacebar to stop that. Now we want an F chord, so we find the F chord, and we've got the two top notes of the F chord, and then you might like to, and the root note F. You might like to practice that. You've only got to get it right once using this method of recording. So here we go. 1 bar of F. And now we want a G, and pretty soon we'll have all the chords that we need. A G chord with that alternating pattern. Let's just practice. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now let's just start putting them together in the order that we want. I want a C, an F and a G, and then I want to have an F again. So I highlight that second bar, copy, I just use Command and paste, and I click that until it's sitting right on the number 4, and paste that in so you can see, look at that, I've got another F chord there, and then I want a G chord, so I just click once on the third bar, Command C for copy, and we're sitting right in the fifth bar, so I just have to hit Command V for paste, and look at that. If it was slightly in the wrong place, it would put it up a beat or 2 beats or whatever a bit further, and you wouldn't get the bars quite sitting in the right place. Now we've got a G and we want an A minor chord, so we've got one new chord that we want to put in there. Let's just find it on the keyboard and practice that. Okay, so we're going to record that. Right, we've played all our chords in. That's not quite sitting on bar 7, so let's make sure it's sitting right on bar 7. We want a G chord, so if we go right back to bar 3, Command C for copy and Command V for paste, and then let's just highlight bar 1 for a C chord, copy, paste. Okay, there's our score. Look at that. Hit return. Let's have a bit of a listen. Beautiful. Okay, in the next tutorial video, this is the section on putting it together. So we've got our accompanying pattern for a simple little C major 8-bar section. We're going to improvise a melody over the top of that. Then we're going to add a simple bass line, and then we are going to just using loops in GarageBand add a drum part and see how that all sounds.